Hi everyone, wishing you all a Shabbat Shalom Umvorach. This week's Perashat Bo, we read about the Jewish people and their exodus from the land of Egypt. They're finally ready to go. Now God promised Avraham Avinu that when the Jewish people, when his great-great-grandchildren leave Egypt, they will leave with Rechush Gadol, with a lot of wealth. So God makes good on his promise, and right here he says to Moshe Rabbeinu, please make sure that the Jewish people ask their neighbors, the Egyptians, for silver, for gold. And the Pasuk says, Ve'yish'alu ish me'et re'ehu. Let each man ask his friend, and each lady ask her friend for some silver, for some gold. And the Torah is calling them re'ehu. And that means friend. And the question is, since when are the Egyptians our friends? Why is the Torah calling the Egyptians who tortured us, who persecuted us, who killed us, our friends? My brother told me a fantastic answer in the name of the Gaon Mevilna. And he answers that there are two commandments over here. Yes, number one, we have to ask the Egyptians for some money. But before that, each Jew must ask Re'ehu, their fellow Jew, for money, for gifts. And only after the Jewish people are able to fulfill amongst themselves the mitzvah of Ahavat Yisrael, of loving one another, then and only then will we merit to gain respect in the eyes of the Goyim. You know, a lot of times we look around, we wonder, why is there so much anti-Semitism around us? The Goyim, they hate us. But we have to first ask ourselves and remember that forget Goyim hating us. Sometimes, unfortunately, there are Jews hating Jews. And if that's the case, how can we expect the Goyim not to hate Jews? You know, the Ben Ish Chai reminds us that the reason we wound up in Egypt started because of the sale of Yosef, that hatred that existed amongst the Jewish people when they took off his robe and they dipped it in blood. And because of that, to get out of Egypt, we had to fix that mistake, that hatred that we had, that separation, the fragmentation of the family of the Jewish people. And therefore, God commands us right before we leave Egypt to bring a Korban Pesach. Korban Pesach was a way of bringing the family together. A lot of people had to eat it. Not only that, but the Pasuk says, take an agudat ezov, take a bundle of hyssop. Again, a bundle, many together. And dip it in blood. The first time was a dipping in blood, but that was a dipping of hatred, of separation. Now we are going to dip in blood, but that is a dipping of unity. It's the same exact thing with the galut that we are in right now. This exile, our rabbis tell us, is because of sinat chinam, because of the hatred that existed amongst the Jewish people back in the end of the second Beit HaMikdash. And we have to remember that if we're not out of the galut, it's because we, today, 2021, still have not fixed that sinat chinam that existed. And you know, we say in the Seder night, Shelo echad bilvad amad alenu lechalotenu. On a simple level, and we sing that, it's a beautiful song. On a simple level, that means not only once did they try to kill us. Every single generation throughout history, they tried to come up, they tried to kill us, and they were not successful. We are here, we are standing strong. But the Hatam Sofer says, Shelo echad, when we, the Jewish people, are not one, when we are not united, that is bilvad, the only thing, amad alenu lechalotenu, that can stand up and kill us. And so, for example, on Seder night, on the night of Pesach, where we are to remember Yetziat Mitzrayim, and using that as a reminder of how we are to get out of our galut right now, today, we begin the Haggadah, we begin the Magid with Kol Dichfin Yetev Yechul. Anyone that's hungry, please come in, please eat. I love everybody. V'sha'al ish me'et re'ehu. Let every single person ask their friend. God says, first, there has to be Ahavat Yisrael. First, we have to get our act together amongst ourselves. May we be zocheh to do this. And by doing so, bring the Mashiach quickly and in our days. Amen.